So the Andromedan people were still talking about the last king of Andromeda and his harem scandal. And they were remembering how the harem men were trying to say that they were unjustly being discriminated against because nobody wanted to hire them or date them. And the aftermath of that was that the king came out and he said that discriminating against harem men or former harem men was illegal and that it was misogyny and anti-haremism. And he said that there was going to be all sorts of consequences for if anyone was caught discriminating against his harem. But the problem was that nobody ever said there was discrimination. Because if they said there was discrimination, they'd have to admit that they were harem men. And since none of these harem men put the king's harem on their resume or talked about it with their friends and family, then nobody actually knew who the king's harem men were. And if they didn't know who these men were, how could they get in trouble for discriminating against them? But the harem men kept saying that they were still being discriminated against. And so this time the king put out that he was gonna have strict consequences and he was gonna have very long jail terms or even exportation of people who were not hiring his harem men or not talking to them or dating them. And since nobody knew who these harem men were, what happened was that everyone that looked like the type that the king liked to hire for his harem, such as big, violent-looking white men, were just being discriminated against, and nobody was hiring them, and nobody wanted anything to do with them. And that led to men who looked like the king's type getting angry at the king because they were saying that he was causing the discrimination. And they were saying that he was making everyone think that they were harem men just because of what they looked like.